This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. Yes, y'all. I'm about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm only lying. Truth, the whole truth, enough. I'm only lying to myself if I'm lying to you. Lying to lying to you. I said I'm lying if I'm lying to you. Welcome. Straight talk leads to straight understanding. My name is Sean Bolden, Sean B. However you know me, most people know me as Sean Bolden. Some people know me as Shiz. Some people, however you know me, is who I be. All right. And this is straight. Thank you for joining. I enjoyed last week. We had a special guest special. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Uh-oh. The internet's not that good. That's what Craig said. The internet's not that good. The internet's not that good. What we're gonna do, I know I'm glitching a little video wise. I know I'm video that you know what? That's because I'm going in and out of this screen. But anyway, this is Sean Bolden, Sean B. This is Straight Talk leads to Straight Understanding. Again, Straight Talk leads to Straight Understanding. Thank you for joining. Today's subject is going to be, if you didn't see my little post, it's going to be hot. Yes, tonight is going to be hot. It's getting hot in here. So, hot, honest, open, transparent. Again, honest, open, transparent. So, let's play the first video where I introduce what I'm going to be talking about. Here we go. The video of me.
Do you let a man lead when you've been holding it down by yourself most of your life?
Oh, see, please give me a second to answer this, okay? Oh, when you have...
That was last week's video. Let me see if I can get it together, get it over here. So yeah, we're gonna get it together, y'all. But the first video is gonna be, this is what the first video said. Let me just do it. Tonight we're gonna be talking about being hot. Honest, open, and transparent. Is it something that you do? Is it something that you need? Is it something that you understand? Why is honest, open, and transparent so important? I'm gonna have a few guests. We're gonna go through a few videos that will play to, and we're gonna discuss it. We only got an hour, so we're only gonna be here an hour. I'm not gonna take up a lot of your time, and that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, so here we go. We're the old man tonight. We got the old man coming in. So yeah. So that's what we're gonna be talking about. any of the videos that I just sent you over, you can start with one of those. Never mind the one with me.
I got a bank statement in the mail with an account that I don't know nothing about.
First of all, don't come in here yelling at me about no account. I have an account to make sure I'm good. That's why the account is there.
Why are you taking money out of account while I don't know?
You are my husband. I have to make sure I'm good. I'm not, if we were to ever get divorced, I'm not about to be out here with nothing.
We gotta make sure we good. This don't got nothing to do with you sitting taking money out of account that I work hard for.
Do you not work for us? Are we not a family? You want, don't
This is working for you. This is working for us.
I have to make sure I'm good. I'm a woman. If you were to leave me, I need to be okay. What is the problem?
You need to be a part of yourself.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, check this out. At the end of the day, you can account for that.
I have to make sure I'm good. I'm not going to argue with you about money.
You are so
No, I'm not. Everything I've done for us, are you serious? You mad because I'm like,
Everything you done for me. Everything you done for me, I'm the one working. I'm the one putting in the time.
you cannot be for real right now, Keith. Everything I do for us, and you're mad that I put a little money to the side for me?
Everything you do for me. Everything you do for you. Statement. I'm gonna tell you, man.
What are you going to do about it?
What am I gonna do about it?
What are you going to do about it? I don't care about this right now.
You know what I need to do with you? You know what I need to do with you? I need to account and stop sharing. That's the reason. That's how you able to go in my.
So I'm gonna ask any guests who are joining me to join us. We saw that video, and it lends to exactly what we talk open and trying. After he addressed her, she was about what she was doing. But the key to this whole statement of being hot is open and transparent. Those two words are very critical. They're very critical because you can be honest. You can be very honest. For example, you can honestly say, let's say your wife, girlfriend you don't like. What's going on, Craig? Hold on. Let me get this up a little.
Good night, babe.
Is this what's going on? Is this the link right? Okay, let me copy that link real quick and send yes as well. Okay, so mute out. So what I was saying is I'm sending it over to all of my. I sent you the wrong one. And the link right now to all of my people. So here we go. Miss Dunn, here it comes. Mr.
You're right. You put it in the wrong chat.
You're right. You the wrong chat, bro.
You put it in private chat.
You put it in private chat.
Stephanie. I did it. So yeah, and last but not least, here it comes. All right, so here we go, y'all. Thank you, Paul. What's going down? But I was saying, all right, I just okay, I just sent over this to a few of my other guests.
Do you want some help?
Do you want some help?
Speaking to the ladies today. All right. So, as I was saying, look, can you hear me? Mr. Lucas.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, today's hot videos that I just sent. Um, email. Okay. Get that. There we go, Keith.
Hey, what's
So we
going on?
got Keith in. I'm good. Turn up your mic. Turn up. Everybody, come in real quick
Sean, Sean,
because I got
see, Sean.
a couple of ladies coming in. Everybody, mute that.
Can I?
All right. Uh,
Sorry.
all right. Mute them. All right. Cool.
Could you? Have you got any headphones, mate?
There's
Yeah,
echo.
you're echoing, dude.
Who's
You're echoing, dude.
okay?
Yes.
And let's.
Yes.
Well, you're not echoing, but
You're
we're
not
hearing
echoing, but we're
on
hearing ourselves on
You're
you.
hearing yourself.
you.
Okay. I am not in control. All right. So let me see here. Audio. Can y'all hear me? I don't want the mic. Oh, okay.
I can still
I
hear
can still hear you
and myself.
and myself.
All right. I do not see my microphone here.
If you go in the settings,
No. I'm there. I'm there. It's just not using the mic that it doesn't use or have my microphone. So I'll do my echo. Can you hear me better? I did the echo cancellation.
we can hear
We can hear
you,
you,
but we can
but
actually
we can
hear our
actually
own
hear our
voices
own
in the
voices in the
repeat.
repeat.
Okay. Is that just Keith? Can you hear an echo on you as well? You can speak now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You hear echo when you speak?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got a
Have you
pair of
got a pair of
headphones, mate?
headphones, mate?
It's not my headphones.
We're hearing
We're hearing
ourselves through your
ourselves through your
speakers.
speakers.
Talk now.
Yo. No,
Yeah, yeah. I'm good. Can you
we
hear
don't
me?
hear ourselves now.
Let me just say that when you're using your computer or whatever speaker out there,
Hi, David.
it's not reflective off of the mic. So when you have a headset, it kind of like traps out static. So if anyone who's using a speaker and don't have a headset, just know that the sound wave is not more of your mic than what you had the microphone. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a lovely sister to consider more often. It is the White
Yes.
Podcast. Podcast. That's what the name. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Now, when I'm talking, y'all gonna hear an echo, so I'm gonna keep putting myself on mute. I'm not positive on why that is coming up, but I'm going.
I was
You're
suggesting
not.
like a wider
You're not.
headset
You're not
to
echoing. It's good now.
No, it's all clear. We can't hear nothing. We can't hear ourselves.
You can't hear anything now.
Yeah,
No, nothing's talking. Everything's clear. It's fine. It's not repeating back to us what we're saying to you.
You got it
So you're
now.
good to go. I'll go back down.
All right. So let's start it all off again. Welcome everybody. Pardon the technical difficulties. I will be editing that out in the future episode when I put it back on the air. But I wanted to speak about today's topic, which is hot. It's hot in here, and hot represents honest, open, transparent. I have a few videos that will be speaking on honest, open, and transparency, and we're going to look at them. The video that I just saw was a video from a couple of weeks ago, the one that we just played, where the wife was sharing and saying, "I got my own bank account," and what that displayed in this topic is that she was being honest when he asked her, but the problem that he had is that she wasn't open. She was being secretive, and that was causing a problem. So if we got any of the other videos, David, if you was able to get any of the videos I sent today, if you could play any of those outside of the one of myself, we can
I
start it
have
off.
this much respect for women, and
Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying now.
I have respect for women, ultra respect for women.
When these hoes get
Nope, 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 not that one. That was from a couple of weeks ago. But
Because if a man comes along, and this is terrifying to me too, I'm not even gonna lie. If I met a man today that was very patient, that he was loving, he was genuine.
those are all old videos. I just sent to your email. You got to download them into the upload them into the computer. It's not anything that's already on the computer or in the system. You got to upload them up there. So in the meantime, let me see if I can share my screen and get one of these videos popping for us. All right. Let me see which window I want to open up.
Hello?
Yes.
You're right.
All right. Well, you know what? Without the videos, let's just talk about the topic because we're having technical issues with the videos. So I want to start with the lady in the room. First off,
I'll be right
welcome.
back.
What was that?
I said I'll be right back.
All right,
Right?
cool.
I'll only
Right.
be a couple of minutes.
All right, cool. Dave, we'll put him down while he's not there, and we'll just do the three of us. I have a second lady that I'm waiting on. I'm gonna see if I can resend it to her. Which did y'all click on the first text that I sent y'all or the second text to be able to get up here? The second one? All right, cool.
The first.
The first?
The one,
Okay.
the one you sent me was the first one you sent me.
Okay. So let me call my other guy. But okay. You want to put us back up?
Well, anyway, hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how you doing? You're muted, Sean.
Stephanie, that's my Uncle Keith. I want to introduce you. When I said the three of us, Dave, I was talking about Craig. Craig is off the line, so you can have Stephanie, myself, and Keith, and we'll start the discussion. And here we go. So the topic hot is something that I was introduced to by uh, our good friend Precious, the real Precious. She introduced me to this term hot, which stands for honest, open, and transparent. By the way, shout out to the real Precious. Happy belated birthday. Her birthday was a few days ago, the 29th. And so I just wanted to say happy birthday to her, give her big ups. Uh, and she's the one who introduced me to this topic. So I definitely wanted to, you know, give her just due, her happy birthday wish, and her credit for giving me this topic. So this topic, and my uncle was pretty excited about it as well, is something that I think is really plaguing us in our relationships. And I'm not just talking romantic relationships; I'm talking all relationships because the example that I was giving earlier, you can be honest and not open and transparent. Now, what I mean by that, and I was going to give this example where let's just say you're married, right? And I use I don't like my wife's friend, Pumpkin, right? And she know I don't like Pumpkin. Pumpkin's just she's a hyena. She out there doing her thing, and I don't like Pumpkin. Pumpkin know I don't like Pumpkin. All right. So I asked my wife, I say, "Oh, you going out?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm going out with my friends." I said, "Okay, which friends?" She said, "Well, Linda and Teresa. Teresa, I like. I'm not that familiar with Linda, but I'm like, all right, cool." So I said, "Do I know Linda?" She said, "Yeah, you met Linda before." I said, "All right, well, go have a good time." Then I find out Pumpkin real name is Linda. She was honest with who she was going out with. She was very honest when she said she was going out with Linda and her other girlfriend. But where she wasn't open or transparent was that she didn't let me know that Linda was Pumpkin. And people play these games all the time when they want to disguise something so that they can do what they want. And that's why I say openness and transparency is so important. Uh did we lose her or did we just put her down? But that's why I wanted to speak about it. Where did white school? Where does Stephanie go? Ah, there you go. There you go. All right, David. All right, we gonna let put Stephanie on the screen by herself because now I want her to address what I just said and speak your thoughts on what it is. There you go. Hey, Steph, what do you think about
Oh,
this?
God. Well, your wife was being honest, which was telling you that she was going out, who she was going out with, but like you said, she knows that you don't like pumpkin, so she wasn't really transparent about it because she didn't want you getting bent out of shape and probably messing up her time going out with Linda, aka Pumpkin. Yeah.
Exactly. Have you ever ran into a situation where somebody was honest with you, but you realized that they weren't open or transparent with you?
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel? Or what did you think about it?
Um well, you kind of feel like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Like, why did you lie? And yeah, I just felt like they didn't have to lie in order to communicate with me
And let me
or
tell
to
you the
protect
spin.
my feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the spin. They say I didn't lie, which technically they didn't.
Yeah.
And so this is why I emphasize because I was always emphasize uh put your mic on mute, Keith. So I think I'm hearing some feedback.
No, no
Yeah,
need.
there. Okay. All right. So technically she was being honest. So I always emphasize honesty out of my relationships. I learned through Precious when she introduced the other part, openness and transparency, how important that was and why I had a disconnect and being able to trust fully because I recognized there wasn't something right that she was being honest, but I always had to fish for like I ask a question, uh, it is who you going with? She'll say, I'm going with Linda. I said, who's Linda? Well, that's a friend of mine. You met her before. And I say, is Linda Pumpkin? Yeah. But I had to go through those stages to get her to admit that Linda was in fact Pumpkin. And Pumpkin, she know I don't like that hyena. So, Keith, have you ever had any circumstances where somebody was honest but wasn't open and transparent?
Me? I was always like that. I'd never tell you the whole thing. You know, you have to pluck teeth and pluck everything. And she ain't got no teeth now, so you see how many teeth being plucked out of me. So, well, I was, you know, but I believe today. I believe in if they're not they're probably honest, but they aren't open enough because maybe who the person they being trying to be open to, just like say you don't like her, right? But she wants to go out, but she don't want you all upset about who she with. So that way, that tends that you know that brings with a transparent part because you got to be transparent about with it. Okay, baby, y'all just have a good time, no matter if you like it or not, because you ain't going, I ain't going. So but if that's who she did and that's her partner, even though you don't like her, you have to have that trust in her and say, well, hey, they're gonna have a good time. She ain't gonna listen to the give a gossip because there's a reason why you don't like her because she probably talk negative to it about her man. You know what I'm saying? So but you got to have that open relationship, open minded with your own woman and saying, well, hey, y'all go out and have a good time. And if she's like honest about it, you got to accept that honesty. Well, that's who she's going out with. As long as y'all be safe. That's my thing.
Okay. What are your thoughts on what he just said?
I like it. I mean, he said if you trust your wife, and I mean, maybe she may be a hyena, but maybe Linda really came through for your wife at a time that she needed it. So she just, has her there. She's a good friend in that sense. But and that's up to you, and just expressing that, having that communication. But I mean, nothing comes before your marriage ultimately. You know what I'm saying? But if like you didn't say, well, oh, this person's making my wife act like a hyena. I didn't hear you say any of that. I just hear you saying that you don't like that woman in particular. But maybe if it was affecting the wife in a certain way and it was affecting your relationship, then maybe that'll be an issue. But if it's not affecting anything and your wife's pretty much even and the same when she goes and she comes or whatever, it may be just that you just don't like Linda because she may remind you of someone, or you just don't like her mannerisms. I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Craig, is Craig still with us? Because I want to get his input if he was available. Okay, I guess maybe not. But
Because
let me
I know I well, and I know I'll say anything to the fact that I try to, I thought I'd be honest, but I know I wasn't. So, and in any honest part any time when I wanted to be honest, I'd never be honest about the whole thing. See, I leave a gap in there so I can switch it up to switch up my lie. To have my lie, rotating. You know what I'm saying? But I start out honest though.
No,
So
you just said it started off as a lie. You just trying to hide it
yeah,
more.
because I don't want to hear the other parties. I don't want to hear the why you did it, and then when they start asking questions like you said, I ask now I'm, even though I'm wrong, but I'm right. Here go the argument. What you do? You don't know. So no, I'm lying. So now I'm caught in my own because I'm defending something I'm defending the truth. I'm defending my lie. In other words, I'm defending my lie.
Okay, hold on. Are you being honest or are you lying? Because we're talking about being honest and
No,
open. You talk about being lying
yeah, well,
and
that's why I had to learn what honesty was because my honesty was a lie because I wasn't honest with me. So I can't be honest with nobody else. I couldn't be honest with nobody else. So it's like I give you a direct answer. That's my honesty. But when it comes to details, you're not getting honesty out of me. that's the way it was for me. But now I evolved and now I know the difference between what because I didn't want to be vulnerable. My vulnerability. I didn't want to be transparent.
Man.
Because I wasn't my transparency and my vulnerability left a long time ago. And his brother was one of the reasons why I would never was never vulnerable again. That's why I said, well, our vulnerability goes off them old core beliefs that we have. Like a man ain't supposed to cry, a man ain't supposed to show no weakness. That break, all core beliefs ain't the truth. Is not honesty.
All right, you're absolutely right. I'm going to play this video because I don't know if the videos came up yet, but I'm going to play it from my phone so you can hear it. And this is a gentleman talking about the whole subject that we're speaking on.
Share bodily fluids on a regular basis.
Hold on.
You mean to tell me y'all share bodily fluids on a regular basis, but we can't share passwords and social media pages? Make it make sense. Y'all share the same bed, and you mean to tell me y'all can't share with each other phones and tablets? It's not privacy. It's secrecy, and people's relationships are being destroyed because of secrets. So we got to be in relationships where we agree. We're not keeping any secrets from each other. We're going to be honest, open, transparent, vulnerable with each other. You mean to tell me y'all?
So that kind of summed up what y'all were both saying. And I think it takes a sense of maturity to get there. And it does challenge because, like I said, my wife wasn't being dishonest, but she was being secretive, which lends to omission, leaving stuff out, which leads to dishonesty. And the reason for her doing that is some of what y'all said. She didn't want to be vulnerable. She wanted to do what she wanted. She know I don't like the person, whatever the case may be. But the point is, now she's becoming and being influenced to where it's causing a wedge in our relationship because she's now valuing what either she feels or what her friend thinks over what I'm sharing with her that bothers me. And so it's not that I don't trust her, but she's now losing trust from me because of her behavior and her action. And when I bring it to her point, like Keith just said, instead of owning up to it and taking accountability for it, she's defending her position on why she's doing what she's doing or why she's having the behaviors that she's having. And I think that causes a lot of discrepancies and causes a lot of problems in relationships. And that's not just romantic relationships.
It's any relationship.
Any relationship. And so that's why I emphasize honest, open, and transparency as such an important thing. And why I want to speak about this is because a lot of people lean on, they just get that honesty part and they feel like they did it all. Like, yo, I'm being honest. I'm doing, and technically you can't argue that. Logically, you can't argue that they're being honest. But what they don't understand is that it's beyond just being honest. That openness and transparency then becomes something important too. And this next video that I'm going to play kind of describes that. So listen to Dr. Bryant. You know, I don't always agree with everything she says, but I want you to hear what she says here.
Transparency. Honesty and transparency in a relationship, okay? Honesty is I ask you a question
and you answer that honestly. Transparency is your forthcoming. So as we date and we get to know each other and you're transparent with me, part of the transparency is that you and I both are either texting in front of each other, phone calls are coming through. We are now orbiting together. That's what healthy relationships do. People who don't have anything to hide, who are transparent, okay? I think the good doctor may be right in that transparency is the way to go.
So, do y'all
I,
agree with that?
yeah, I agree to a certain degree because both videos got this what they texting in front of each other, watching videos in front of stuff in front of each other. That doesn't have that they could have left that out. Basically, being transparent is having a spiritual connection between you and your relationship with that other person, and you can confide in them in what your emotional state of mind.
You
Because
kind of are saying the same thing when you can
yeah,
confide in opening and having your texts be open. Not that they need to look at them, but that they can look at them. Is
yeah,
what they're
but
saying.
it's just the thing there. Why they add that in there? Because
Because it's very critical, because what you're saying right now is the reason why, because a lot of people want to say and have that privacy, which contradicts the whole transparency scenario.
okay, I don't see it because being on this phone in media and with your they ain't nothing private. There ain't nothing private about that.
Well, the point being, you're right, and that's the whole thing. Being private is what they're saying. We shouldn't have that. Private and transparency are opposite. If you're private, you're not being transparent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, that's what.
And so,
But
go ahead.
but the number one thing is one part I agree is some secrets. Them bits of secrets because them secrets eat your honesty up. If you can't be honest and be transparent and vulnerable about and to delete them secrets in your life, period, with one your significant other or the people that you care about, the people that you have a relationship with, then none of them works because it's always going to lead back to a dishonest program.
Agreed.
And it's certain things honest. You can be honest as far as group wise, like now, but some things you got to be honest with one individual. You have to unload that secret too, so they can get rid of it. Because the main secrets in a relationship will eat your relationship up, and it's like a domino effect. That's between both parties.
I agree wholeheartedly. Seth, you look like you was about to say something.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes
Sometimes.
y'all men can't handle transparency. So, and I've learned that you guys can't. You guys
Well,
got fragile egos, and sometimes you can't be transparent because that fragile ego comes out sometimes, and I've experienced that when I got married. I was like, I'm gonna tell him everything, and I'm just gonna be so open. I'm gonna tell him just everything, all my partners, whoever I've been with. So I just be like, this is me. And that was like probably one of the worst things I could ever do because then he went crazy after that. Like he just eye to eye on certain things, and it was just certain things that I disclosed to him. It wasn't, received in that way. So he was just like, "Oh, you went out with this person," and it was like he was just upset about it. But I was open, and I was honest, and I told him everything because I felt I loved him and I chose to be with him. He should know everything about me. And so me in that situation doing that, it actually bit me in the butt. So I'm really leery about how much you can handle. So maybe you can have dosage, maybe I can say something, or maybe I do tell you something. And if I see that it pops up later in the conversation, you're like, well, I can't tell a guy nothing. So it depends on that person. You're sharing those fluids with or whatever. It really depends on the person that you're with. So I think there's some things that people can't handle, some truths and transparency. That's why we have our government. There's things that are classified that you just can't know because you probably might lose your brain. So but I think we should tell our partner everything since we're with them 24/7. We elected them, we married them. They should know mostly everything about it. So, yeah, they should.
Well,
Well,
that's his loss. Tell you the truth. If
I,
he if
I,
he
I,
go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to play a video that segues into what you're saying, but it was going to be from the male's point of view to the woman. But I'm glad you brought up the woman's point of view to the male because you're
Yeah.
right. Fragile egos often play into not being able to handle the truth. But that's
Yeah.
not your issue, is what I want to, and that's what Keith was just saying. That's not your
Hmm.
issue and don't take that on because you give it to somebody who couldn't handle it. Yeah, what your issue is identifying who can handle it before you give it to them.
Yeah. Right.
But it's not.
But I think, like you said, I think most people don't know that. I just think that we automatically assume love and trust all goes into the same cup. But some people, they just don't have the bandwidth to handle certain things, but you don't find out until you disclose it sometimes.
Well, this is why vetting is very important. And you
Mhm.
should learn from your past how to vet
Mhm.
better, not how not to be you. Not
Absolutely.
yeah, not learn how to not be open and transparent because a
Mhm.
person can't take that. Identify
Mhm.
what a person can take before you get intimate by
Right.
having a lot of intimate conversations and going down in directions that I suggest it now, and I'm even practicing it now, where I
Mhm.
now am I'm very open and honest. And
Mhm.
if you can't take it, it's very clear because you react, you get triggered. And as soon as I see that triggering, I realize me and you won't work because you are too
Why
sensitive.
not?
Because I just answered that
I
question.
mean,
Because
that person may be good and they may be a good person. They may, like I
it,
said, like some people, they don't know. Like it's not like you said. It's not a me thing. It's a them thing. But like how we're having a conversation here, like Mr. Keith, he didn't know, he wasn't aware, and it probably took him some time to know. Hey, I'm getting triggered here, and then be like, okay, now I gotta regulate myself because okay, I, you know what I'm saying. So like some
I
people they
let,
just
let
don't
me let me let
know.
me answer that.
Honestly, I think.
Let me answer that. So in that case, what that means to me
Hmm.
is that we can be friends,
Okay.
but I cannot go into an intimate place with you because emotionally mature enough for me, and I'm growing
Hmm.
emotionally. My maturity, emotional maturity, is growing as well. But if you're not at my plate, we're not equally yoked. And that's just as simply as it can be put. And it's easier to identify when I haven't been intimate with them, just attracted. Because when I'm intimate,
Right.
that clouds my better judgment for me to be able to
Hmm.
recognize that and give them the chances that you're talking about. Suppose they just not ready yet. Okay, that's fine. I'm not knocking them for being where they are. I'm saying that where you are, unless you recognize it and you're willing to grow, is not where I'm at. And that is not equally yoked. And we need to at least try and be equally yoked. And especially these topics are very critical. That this reason why I'm having a conversation. Because if we identify these things as opposed to how much money a person got, or how, some of the other things that we identify immediately that we're attracted to, it might help
Hmm.
us out to not get into a relationship prematurely. Because to your point, you might be able to do it in the future when they grow. But if they're not willing to grow, because you're bringing it to their attention, if they don't recognize it, fine, we get it. But if you bring it to their attention and they're not receptive to what you're bringing to them, they're not ready to receive it. Why would you waste your time?
That's
You can
fair.
be friends, you know?
Well,
You can be friends.
I feel like with your aunt, she told me everything about her when I met her. You know, about the
Mhm.
husbands, the baby fathers, and other things. And I don't know if that was trying to chase me away or something like that. But I said, but I'm waking up next to you, so I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? And she like looked at me like, well, I'm sleeping with you. So anything else? You know, well, seriously, like she said, seriously, you know, y'all talk. Seriously, you know, and I'm like, baby, I don't get it. That's something up 10 years ago. I'm right here, right now. So I don't know what, you know, if you need to talk about it and get off your chest, fine with me. At the same, you know, well, at the same time. But then again, in the true honesty part, I had to suck up a couple of cans of beers before I got started. And then I said, okay, all right, good. So, but you know, but it didn't phase me. But I understand the part that. But see, the real part was the crucial part was I wasn't fully disclosing honest.
And
When
and that,
about only way she found out more about me was through you and Brett and Sandra. You know, she's like, okay, all right. She said now I get it. You know.
but this and you're right to the point that I was just making. You wasn't ready at that point,
Yeah, I wasn't. No, I
and
was.
now you're able. And now you're able to embrace that and receive that, which I'm proud of. I'm proud of, and I'm happy for you because you're now able to recognize that. But honestly, it was very clear that you wasn't ready.
Yeah, I was when I got with her, I wasn't ready to be in a marriage relationship. I really was. I wanted to because of core beliefs,
Hmm.
but I didn't understand what marriage was. I did not at all. And it like, and you asked me something. I was at the on a plane. I was going someplace, and you asked me on a thing. We had a three-way, and you asked me what was the problem. I said, well, she don't even want to change her name, even though we married. And you said, well, that was just an excuse because I didn't understand her.
Hmm.
She was a woman out of with no drama, no things, and I'm used to chaos. My whole life is based around chaos, and with any relationship I was in. So when she was bringing spiritual peace. That made that scared me more than anything because I didn't know I couldn't react because my honesty was not there. I wasn't open minded, and I didn't know what being transparent. As far as I know, being transparent is being weak.
Wow.
And
You,
so
you
now today, I'm not.
It is being weak. It's a good
Uh,
thing. You
no,
do have to be weak. You have to weaken
yeah, but
that part of
where
you that's
where I
guarding all
grew up,
that.
where I grew up, you wasn't allowed to show weakness.
and I agree with what he. I understand what he's saying rather, but I agree with what
Mhm.
I'm saying. And at this
Yeah.
point, that maturity that you just expressed, Keith, is amazing. You know, to recognize the growth within yourself and being able to articulate it is one of the most powerful things, more powerful than anything we grew up understanding was power.
Mhm.
That right there was powerful because you're saying what it is, and it doesn't make you any weaker because you still do what you do. But you being able to me, when somebody lies, that to me is a form of weakness. You're afraid of something. You're afraid of losing something. And that's what I tell everybody who wants to lie. There's no reason for me to lie unless I'm afraid of something. So the only thing that I even give grace to when it comes to lie is if it's a life or death matter. where somebody is about to take your life, so you lie to save your life, I can give grace for that. But other than that, that's the weakness when you can't tell the truth, as well as a weakness is when you can't handle the truth, which goes into our next video, which I'm gonna let y'all listen to real quick.
Most women want, like you said, you would think most women want honesty and communication, but he's right. Most women can't handle it. And I've had to be real of like, okay, I say I don't want a man who cheats, but can I handle when he comes to me with a real conversation? I don't know what it's like to be married for 20, 30 years. You don't think in 20, 30 years he gonna have an urge to cheat? Can I handle the real conversation? Let's say he comes to me first then. He don't cheat. He comes to me and he's like, babe, I love you. I'm really having these urges. Am I prepared for that conversation? Am I gonna make it about me and make it all personal? How could you do this to me? And how could you even? He's coming to you with real problems, and you can't handle the truth. But you signed up to do life with this person. You don't even know what you're signing up for. Like you said, you would think.
Woo! Now I want y'all to speak on that one. I'm gonna shut up. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that one. That was deep.
Go ahead,
Ladies
Steph.
first.
How about you talk?
Ladies first.
Well, she said something that I get all the time. That's what you signed up for. So if you signed up for it, stand up, and stand up. You consider yourself as a man or woman, who cares if be. If you signed up for it and then you made that commitment, then cherish it. Cherish it and deal with it.
I
Regardless of the
agree.
fact.
Let me give an example before you go, Stephanie. I finally proposed to my ex when she became open and transparent with me. And I shared with her that that was the first time I could fully trust her. That's why it took me so long to uh, uh, present that proposal, which, by the way, she didn't want. But that's neither here nor there. But the point that I'm making is that it took her, she said some things that I didn't even want to hear. She was transparent about and open about things that I didn't want to hear, but it was so refreshing that I didn't have to fish for it, that I didn't have to ask her and try and feel like I got to be a detective just to find the things out of the person who I'm laying next to. And that's why it was such a relief. And I was like, yeah, finally, you are, not that I wanted to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. Some of the things, well, I didn't want to hear at all. But I respected that she told me. And so that was that over, that went above and beyond what I felt. Facts over feelings is where that why I have such compassion for that statement, facts over feelings, because it went beyond my feelings when she gave me the facts.
Yeah, well, that's it. That right
Nice.
there, that right there. You said like that's being just emotionally intelligent. And come down to it that when it comes down, which I'm now learning within myself, I'm now learning that there's a more power between two people when you do have that honesty and you're open minded and transparent. Because a lot of things I don't want to hear, but is it that if I don't want to hear it or I don't want to accept it when I do hear it? That's
It might be a little bit of both, and that's where the emotional maturity comes into play, because you speak to yourself and you have that conversation with yourself. You process it and figure out which is it.
yeah.
Is it that I don't want to hear it, or is it that I can't handle what I'm hearing? And either way, it doesn't matter as long as you're honest about it. That's where honesty comes in. I'm about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm only lying to myself if I'm lying to you.
Right.
So you right. But it's that's where the maturity comes in is when you start processing, I recognize it first and foremost. A lot of people don't recognize it. A lot of people just get upset and get triggered by it and react. People don't realize that, man, is this something that I'm bothered by, or is this something that I can't a deal breaker, or is this something that is just hurting my feelings? And when you
Well,
process it,
mhm.
usually it's something that's just hurting your feelings.
Well, some of it is a deal breaker and red flags, and when we, violate that and stay, now we are hurting everything. So, I mean, I'm entitled to feel a feeling. If you're telling me something wrong, if you ran over my dog accidentally, yeah, I can feel upset. That's my dog. Or if you cheated on me, yeah, I can feel upset. I'm entitled to have feelings. That's why God created us with them. But what I do after with the feelings is uh, how much I can handle or the emotional maturity or whatever. And for sometimes us to say, well, you're trying to control my process of my feelings and how I feel. You can't always do that. You know what I'm saying? Well, she needs to get over it or he needs to get over it. Like sometimes it depends on how much the offense was or what the thing that really got at you. So um that's when you said we have to determine, is this a deal breaker? Okay, no, she's a good person. This is just momentarily that I don't like what she's doing. I don't like pumpkin. Okay, but overall, she cooks for me. Overall, the bills are paid. Overall, it's great sex or whatever. I love her. So we have to determine, where we fall in that.
I agree with you. And some people call it judgment. And I push back when people get offended with judgment. For a lot of different reasons that we won't get into right now. But I'm gonna play the last video because we're running out of time. And this kind of sums up maybe what I'm saying about why I get offended about the whole judgment thing, because sometimes it's not judgment. But here's
Okay.
the video of what I'm saying.
If you can't be corrected without being offended, you are guaranteeing your own failure. Every time somebody tells you the truth and you get defensive, you prove you'd rather protect your ego than change your life. That's why years go by and nothing changes. You don't want to be sharpened. You want to be coddled. And coddling has never built a single champion. You want a breakthrough? Then kill the part of you that gets offended when someone exposes your weakness. As long as you flinch at correction, you'll stay soft, fragile, and average. Champions don't run from correction. If you can't be corrected without being offended, you are guaranteeing your own failure. Every time somebody tells you the truth and you get defensive, you prove you'd rather protect your ego than change your life. That's why years go by and nothing changes. You don't want to be sharpened. You want to be coddled. And coddling has never built a single champion. You want a breakthrough? Then kill the part of you that gets offended when someone exposes your weakness. As long as you flinch at correction, you'll stay soft, fragile, and average. Champions don't run from correction. They demand it because they know it's the only way forward. If you can't handle correction, you're not ready for success. Period. You're not even ready for life because life will correct you in ways far harsher than a mentor, a coach, and a boss ever will. And when that day comes, it won't care about your feelings. It'll break you. So decide right now, do you want to be offended or do you want to grow? Because you can't have both. If you can't be correct.
That's
That
pretty. That's pretty much covers it. you know
that
that that's that right there. Um, I learned the hard way about it, but I give a props on that because I could agree with it. You know, but
That was good.
I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna take it up a little deeper level. Nothing is nothing without everything she says. It goes deeper than that. If you don't have a spiritual connection, with yourself and your higher power and a sense of peace within your spiritual being, then you can't. There's no way possible you can. It will be if you do have one like that. Ain't too much can accept. Ain't too much can accept you, or you can get offended over, or get too emotional over it. You like you said, you'll see facts over emotional state. Because if you really have that spiritual connection with yourself and whatever, there's nothing that you can't really handle.
Woo! Speak on it, King. I am not mad at you, Hunk. I am not mad. As a matter of fact, you said she closed it out? Nah, you closed it out. Give that man a round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. Yo,
I just had to learn that for the last over the years since I've been in recovery and whatever. That's what I've learned, and it's been working for me. My blood pressure down. I don't get too upset. I get upset, but I don't take it out of pocket and go. Oh, I just got to observe, check it out, process it. Okay, because the world don't. The world used to revolve around me. Today I revolve around the world. It's no ifs ands. That's how my life is going right now.
and our time is up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for closing us out, Uncle Keith, because I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it
That was
better.
good.
I appreciate what you just shared with us. As a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
appreciate what you both just shared. And I'm glad that we had a very
Mhm.
open, straight talk so that we could get a better, straight understanding about this
Yeah.
subject of hot and being honest, open, and transparent. And as we concluded, honesty is one portion, is one element of the totality of what the three elements bring together. And that maturity comes when you can embrace all three of those elements. And with your partner, whoever it is, whether it be, like I said, romantic, business, whatever type of relationship you got, if y'all both can reciprocate that, you will have success, as the young lady said prior to Uncle Keith capping it off with
Right.
his wisdom. So, Uncle Keith, I appreciate you with your wisdom. You teaching me the stuff that you
Yeah.
teach me and lending that to us. Stephanie, I
Right.
appreciate you joining us as well and lending your perspective. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
I had a female video of one issue that you brought a male, that you presented it to the males, and how women get the slack of being honest, open, and transparent, and the men can't handle it. So it's
Right.
not a gender thing. It's about a maturity thing. And I'm glad that
Right.
we all have concluded that if we emotionally mature, and as we emotionally mature, our relationships get better. So, with that being said, thank you for joining us for Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. Thank you to my guests, my Uncle Keith, Miss Stephanie, Wife School Podcast. Follow us all. I ask you to like, share, comment. I will be taking this video down so that I can edit it and put it back up without our technical difficulties. So, look forward to that. Um, we are moving, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving from Friday nights starting next week to Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights will be now same time, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, but it will be on Wednesday nights instead of Friday nights. Friday nights will be give Dave will be doing his show on Friday nights. I will be doing my show on Wednesday nights, and it will still be here on Sparta HQ Network. So we thank you for joining us. Sorry for going over 4 minutes, but we are definitely thankful that you were here with us, and pardon the technical interruptions, and we will get better. We can handle that truth that we will get better.
No, that's
So,
right.
y'all, thanks
All right,
again
peace.
for joining
Bye,
me.
Steph.
And
Nice meeting you,
this show
Stephanie.
wouldn't happen without y'all, so
Have
I
a good
appreciate
day.
y'all. And when I say y'all, I'm saying my guests as well as the audiences who chimed in.
Mhm.
Share, like, comment, and we appreciate you. Love you. God bless. Have a good one.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Straight talk, Lisa. Straight understanding.